The pattern I hear most consistently is that finance teams spend a significant part of their week on work that doesn't feel like finance. Not analysis or supplier relationships, but actually getting invoices into the system, chasing approvals, and manually checking invoices against POs. The ERP is doing its job and the accounting works, but everything before an invoice is posted, like capturing, coding, and approving it, is still largely manual. And that's where a lot of the time goes. And the frustrations we hear are really consistent. Firstly, data entry. Someone has to open every invoice and key in all of the details. Secondly, approvals. Most approvers don't live in the ERP, so approvals end up in email chains or go quiet and need chasing. And then thirdly, confidence in what actually gets through. Duplicate invoices, change bank details, or an invoice that's slightly over the PO are real, and this means real consequences for a business. Manual processes catch these things sometimes, but it's not realistic to expect the human eye to catch them reliably all the time. So this isn't unique to a particular ERP or size of business. It's what happens when AP still depends on people doing the things that the software doesn't. So Trailed is an automated accounts payable solution designed for effortless efficiency and seamless security. For SAP One users, Trailed integrates directly through a two-way sync, and SAP One provides all of the data that Trailed needs to process invoices, and then Trailed sends approved invoices back ready for payment. There's no manual bridging between the systems. Things like vendor data, purchase orders, and GL codes are all already available, whilst approved invoices land back into SAP One without having to rekey them. From there, Trailed handles AP end-to-end. Invoices come in by email or via the supplier portal, PDF, or even e-invoices, and Trailed's AI captures and codes all of them automatically. They're matched against POs and goods receipts, routed to the right approvers, and then posted back into SAP One with a full document trail. For finance teams, AP shifts from manual steps to something that largely runs itself. Your finance team will then focus on things like the exceptions that Trailed is going to flag, invoices that don't match, or variances needing decisions, rather than processing every invoice from the start. The businesses that benefit the most from Trailed alongside SAP One tend to sit in the real economy, like manufacturing, construction, and distribution. They're managing POs, goods receipts, subcontractors, and high invoice volumes with complexities like three-year matching, landed costs, retainages, and in the UK, CIS obligations too. Construction is a particularly strong fit. Approvals often sit with project managers or site leads outside of SAP One, so Trailed routes invoices directly to them via Trailed rather than finance teams chasing sign-off over email. Manufacturing and distribution face similar challenges too, with high invoice volumes, PO match-related purchases, and lean finance teams managing significant complexity. Services businesses benefit too. Even without POs, Trailed handles things like capture, coding, approvals, and gives non-PO invoices the same structure process too. The businesses that get the most from Trailed and SAP One are growing businesses where invoice volume has scaled, but the AP process hasn't. SAP One is doing its job with the accounting, the purchasing, the reporting, but manual AP tasks like data entry, chasing approvals, and PO matches have become a significant time cost and a growing risk. Manufacturing, construction, and distribution businesses feel the most pain, not only because of the high volumes, but because of PO complexity and other supplier relationships where the slow payments really do matter. And the advantages fall into three main areas that we see. Firstly, it's time. Trailed can save customers around 85% of AP processing time by handling data entry, PO matching, and approval routing all before an invoice even needs human attention. For a lean finance team, we see that's a huge shift. Secondly, financial control. Business email compromise has increased tenfold in Europe since 2022. And Trailed adds always-on fraud detection, checking for things like duplicates, change bank details, and price variances, and all sorts of anomalies, rather relying on manual review. And then finally, visibility. Finance leaders can see exactly what's in the approval pipeline with risk flag before any of the money moves, and that provides a real level of confidence a manual process just can't compare with.